Welcoming you back to the desk of Caddicarus, join us as we partake into a new installment of Current Quickies.
Hello, my ducky! Where's my house gone again? And this time we're going to be having a look at Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. This game is fantastic. After all of that shit between Hideo Kojima and Konami, by the way, fuck Konami, I was really worried this game would be a pretty subpar farewell from Kojima to the MGS franchise, especially what happened after Ground Zeroes and what it tried to get away with. But hey, I'm a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, so my expectations went through the roof the closer the game got to releasing. Also, fair word of warning, I'm going to be showing a few gameplay segments from the game which reveal a few things, but I ain't going to be discussing any of the plot with you today. So don't worry about me spoiling any crucial plot details, right? But the question is, how did I find it after all this time? Well...
I love playing this game. Metal Gear Solid 5 is a game that was easily worth the wait, and there is so much to talk about here that this video is near impossible to condense into this kind of format, but hey, I'll try my hardest. Metal Gear Solid 5 easily features some of the best visuals and gameplay in any Metal Gear Solid game today, and not only does it play phenomenally, but it's also goddamn fucking massive. It took me 71 hours to complete the story and finish 30% of the side ops, and the new open world take on the entire MGS formula opens itself to the greatest stealth gameplay I've ever experienced in any game. The freedom you're given to tackle any mission you want in any way, the freedom that you have with your arsenal and buddy system to help you win those missions, the freedom in how you choose to travel the gigantic landscapes, who you capture, who you can hold up and how they react to it, the way the enemy AI reacts to sights, sounds and suspicions with backup calling. Basically, just the amount of oozing detail in every aspect of how the gameplay is tackled is simply unbelievable. Even though primarily a stealth game, you can tackle the exact same missions in completely different ways, no exaggeration, and there is literally no right or wrong way to complete the whole game. Not only is it an open world and one of the most glorious tactical espionage stealthy playgrounds ever conceived, but it never feels overwhelming in that sense with the new mechanics such as the reflex mode, enemy suspicion mode, the way the weather with sandstorms or rain and times of day work both to your advantage and or disadvantage for sights and sounds of enemies around you and yourself, the dozens and dozens of ultra distracting side ops that offer new obstacles and new trickier things to avoid when completing them all, and every other thing thrown into the chamber pot of goodness. It's open gameplay within the open world, and for a stealth game, that's unbelievable to think about. It's also not too easy at all, and will fucking test you if you're not concentrating and being patient and persistent, giving you a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction for completing missions unlike any other MGS, which is especially prominent in the game's more epic moments, such as the fantastic quiet sniper battles which rival the end, and of course the Sahelanthropus battle, oh my fucking god. Very much like Peace Walker before it, MGS5 is also not only a game about infiltration operations, but also one about planning, thinking ahead and taking things methodically, not only within the field, but also within the item and resource management for your new base. Not only is running around the base itself, meeting your team and assigning them to different places based on not only their skills, but also personality traits and how they work around each other, completing more missions, visiting animals you've captured, and basically being a physical part of watching your hard work and effort grow into something massive, cool enough. But the fact that practically everything you do has consequences, such as taking safer ways out of missions with helicopters as opposed to simply asking for a supply drop and traveling to the next area of interest, makes how you approach even traveling from destinations cautious and thoughtful, thinking about how many resources you'd use for helicopter extractions or drops, ammo and suppressors you could waste, and the chance of getting spotted and dying on a route. And of course, saving your money aside to figure out what's best to invest into, because there's a lot of stuff to develop and it's all real expensive, so you have to decide what to construct based on your playstyle in a sparing way. This isn't even talking about how the game actually plays on PS4, easily winning my personal medal of best performing and looking console game I've ever seen next to Bayonetta 2, running at a buttery 60 FPS flawlessly on the system at 1080p, and looking like, well, this. Just look at it. All with the best controls in MGS history, being smooth, responsive, satisfying, and extremely accessible. It is definitely worth saying though that even though I personally put over 70 hours into the game as of writing this script, the amazing thing is not one single minute of that playtime felt superfluous. Not 1 minute felt like I was wasting time, not 1 minute felt boring, not 1 minute felt like I didn't need to be there. The gameplay kept consistent, challenging, and joyous from the beginning to end, and for that I applaud you, Team Kojima.
But I do actually have a glaring issue with this game.
I have absolutely no issues with the production qualities or gameplay of MGS5, I'm ecstatic to report, but I actually have to say that the story isn't that great. Okay, that's an exaggeration to be fair. The plot of this game does have some fantastic moments, such as the parasite infection scenes, the intro of the story, the many scenes with Skullface, the entirety of Quiet's explosive and soul-wrenching story arc, the fourth wall breaking and occasional Kojima trademark silliness, the huge amount of actually really damn great cassette tapes and interrogations to listen to and expand the plot, the lovely tiny details preluding the future chronological titles, and of course the dubious amounts of fan service and parts for everyone to speculate over, but as its own entity, it leaves a lot to be desired, honestly. It's extremely unfriendly to newcomers with the many character inclusions that aren't deepened at all, yet at the same time pretty unsatisfying for veteran fans from all the loose ends that aren't tied up whatsoever, such as the origin of this guy who I think must be Psycho Mantis, the fact that some characters, even though fucking cool to see, literally just appear for the sake of appearing and have little to no bearing on the grand plot with a simple wrap-up in a text box at the end and credits, fucking shit, and the fact that for MGS standards there's a serious lack of any hard-hitting emotional scenes and truly massive revelations, and it feels slightly incomplete in that regard, especially after finding out about cut chapters and cut missions that would have basically cleaned up everything. Basically, this is very much a middle of the entire lore kind of game, and it tries to exist as its own entity, but I don't think the overall story is enjoyable enough on its own merits, unlike the other MGS games. Like, even if you wouldn't know what was going on, you could still enjoy the other stories as its own beginning, middle, and end, which I don't think works as well in 5 because of its pacing and lack of overall impactful parts, especially with some characters, and I honestly believe that if Ground Zeroes was the true prologue chapter to this game, like the tanker in MGS2, it not only would have made the narrative much more driven and focused on the themes of revenge in the game, but it would also tie in with the themes of the very ending of the story and give it more of the parallel to MGS2 that it needs, because thematically, it really does feel similar in many areas. Saying that though, the ending of the story, holy fucking shit, I have never felt so manipulated, lied to, betrayed, shocked, and mind-blown by the ending of a game in years, and the fact that the ending was handled that way and gave me that much of a shock despite all of my suspicions from the beginning of the game says a lot, especially compared to the tepidness of the rest of the story. Whether or not the plot twist is good or bad is entirely up to you, but personally I thought it was just fucking explosive, and it pissed me off, depressed me, and shocked me unlike any game for a long time. So fair play Kojima for getting those emotions out of me when I really didn't expect them to. Overall though, MGS5 is a bloody fantastic game, no denying that, and a brilliant farewell from Kojima to the MGS franchise. I seriously wish the story was a bit more impactful besides the occasional scene, but everything else literally makes up for it magnificently. I'd recommend this game just for the gameplay alone, honestly, and I shan't say any more than that.
This game receives a bloody commendable 9 out of 10.
Hello everyone, I'm still in current Quickies mode, so I'll make this quick. I'm still partnered with the awesome video game, TV, and movie wallprint company known as the Pixel Empire, where you can get high quality, original, and glossy prints from tons of different pieces of media, which also ship internationally all over the world. And as a special treat for watching my video today, you can order anything you want to on the site and use the coupon code CADDY in big capital letters for 15% off of the lot. Might I also recommend this awesome limited edition collection of designs, which is now on a half price off sale right now? Look at these! They're sexy! Like you! So get a sexy thing for your sexy face. And of course, thanks again for watching this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe because interactivity with my channel helps YouTube with your sub boxes. Otherwise, you'll miss any videos I upload because YouTube won't know if you like me or not. It's very silly in how it works. Also, it'd mean the world to me if you did that anyway because you'll be able to help support the show and help more videos come out. So thanks if you decide to do that. And check the description for all my social medias and my games grabber collection where you can see what equipment I use for videos and what games I'm buying and playing right now. And you can get everything directly from the site. So that's very, very cool. And of course, until next time, if it's your birthday today watching this video, happy frickin' birthday to you, and please remember to stay beautiful. The way the enemy AI reacts to sights, well, the way the enemy AI reacts to this is what happens when I take a break. I fucking can't do it anymore. The fourth wall breaking and occasional Kojima trademark silliness. Oh yes, I did it that time.